But once you realize that an avoidant and a rebound is like someone trying to erase a fire by lighting another one, you'll understand it has nothing to do with you. Met her 2 weeks after you guys broke up. New profile picture, same smile, different setting. They're there having dinner, they're laughing, and the caption reads that he posts, "Peace looks good on me," and you saw it. In that moment, your chest tightened and your stomach dropped. You thought, how is he already happy with someone else already? We just broke up. And I'm going to be honest with you. What you're seeing in that post isn't peace, it's performance. He's not really happy because when a dismissive or a fearful avoidant jumps into a rebound, they're not celebrating a new beginning. They're escaping an ending they never processed. And that's what we'll talk about today. 85% of you guys still aren't subscribed, so do me this favor, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. They are experiencing an emotional high. At first it looks perfect. The avoidant feels light again, unburdened, free from the emotional responsibility that intimacy demands. The rebound partner feels like oxygen to them, someone who doesn't yet know their history, their patterns, or the walls that they've built. For the avoidant, this feels intoxicating. No expectations, no accountability, just novelty. They tell themselves that this is what I needed. Someone easy, someone who doesn't pressure me. But underneath all of that excitement is anxiety dressed up as relief. What I want a lot of you guys who are left behind to understand is that avoidants crave that early rush of connection because it's the one place they can feel intimacy without being vulnerable. In the honeymoon stage, everyone knows about this, right? They can control how much they reveal when they show up and also how people perceive them. It feels safe until it doesn't, because real relationships require presence. And once emotions deepen, the same triggers that surface with you in your relationship starts to whisper in their ear again. The high isn't healing, it's hiding. And that's when we get in the power struggle stage. The power struggle always follows that honeymoon stage. A few months in, the mask starts to slip. The new partner begins asking for consistency, wanting deeper conversations, and craving that reassurance that everyone wants in a healthy relationship. And the avoidant, who once felt powerful in that early control, starts to feel cornered again. That's when they'll start saying things that they said to you. I just need space. I don't want to rush anything. You're overthinking this. These phrases sound calm, but their emotional fire alarms are starting to go off. The same intimacy that made them pull away from you is now repeating itself with someone else. The rebound begins to wobble because the foundation was never real. It was built on avoidance, not attachment, because avoidants often mistake distraction for growth. They believe that as long as they're with someone new, they're over the past. But that's like covering a wound with makeup. It looks better, but it's also bleeding from underneath. When a novelty fades, silence gets louder. They start comparing, not out loud, but internally they start comparing. Tiny details from the past relationships resurface. The way you listened, the calm in your voice, the moments of safety they once took for granted. And I can tell you, the new partner always notices the detachment. They might ask if something's wrong with that person, and the avoidant shrugs like, I think I'm fine. I'm over my ex. But inside, they feel their familiar discomfort returning. Emotional closeness feels like suffocation. Vulnerability feels like danger. So they withdraw again, maybe not physically yet, but emotionally for sure. Text response slow down. The energy shifts, the connection starts to dissolve, and that's when they start reaching back out to you. They might start looking at your stories again or liking posts on social media, or they might just find that time to reach back out to you to get back whatever it is that they left at your house. And what do you know? We're back in this loop again. The one that happens in every avoidant relationship. Every time intimacy knocks, fear starts to open that door. That new partner starts to feel exactly what you did. The confusing mix of warmth and distance, of being chosen and pushed away at the same time. And once again, the avoidant confirms their own story. See, relationships just don't work out for me. This is almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Is for sure sabotage. They don't realize it's not relationships that fail. It's the part within their subconscious that keeps running from closeness. So what does any of that mean to you? It means being that you're the one that was left behind watching this all unfold. Seeing them with someone new triggers every wound you have, right? It's not just jealousy, it's grief, it's confusion, it's disbelief all tangled together. And you continue to play those memories in your head, comparing yourself to this new person, trying to find a logic in something that's purely emotional. It's not logical whatsoever. How do you love someone that you just met 3 months ago? The rebound isn't proof that they found better. It's proof that they still can't face themselves. Everything that you tried to help them with, all the avoidant attachment style videos you've been watching, you're probably bummed out because you'll never get a chance to show up differently in that relationship because someone else is there. But once you realize that an avoidant and a rebound is like someone trying to erase a fire by lighting another one, you'll understand it has nothing to do with you. I joked about this one time. I said, getting into a rebound relationship to try to get over another relationship is almost as useless as trying to eat soup with a fork. Frustrating and unfulfilling. Once they start to realize that you were their person, you were the calm before their chaos. And when the rebound starts to collapse, they'll start missing that version of themselves that were with you. They start to romanticize that relationship with. This is the very essence of the Phantom X phenomenon. What they miss about you is your stability and not the accountability. Is why a lot of people who get back with the avoidant, they often experience the same issues again, because when a person can move on and feel content without being with that person, the instant they get another opportunity with them, they're not going to hold back. They're going to say, hey, I'm not going to allow any of these things that happened last time, and they'll end up disappearing again. So it really makes you wonder, why would anyone do this? Like, psychologically, how does this make any sense? Well, when you think about the nature of rebound relationships, psychologically, it makes a lot of sense. See, after a breakup, the brain releases cortisol, right? And that's the stress hormone. The avoidant, already wired to suppress emotions, looks for dopamine, which is that reward. A new relationship floods the system with that feel-good chemical. Novelty, attraction, validation. It's not about love, it's about chemistry. This is almost like when people post on social media and they get a bunch of likes and they're like feeling good about themselves, but then they post again and they get nothing. It feels horrible because they're not getting the same high. Once that chemical high fades, their suppressed emotions comes roaring back stronger. And they often crash hard, feeling guilt, shame, and confusion. And since they don't have the emotional tools to regulate those feelings, they either isolate or cycle through another distraction. That's why rebound patterns repeat until awareness begins. It's important to know that real healing starts when the avoidant stops blaming connection for the pain and starts examining their fear of dependency. But I want to bring it back to you, because watching an avoidance rebound isn't just about understanding them. It's about understanding yourself. When you see them move on, your attachment style lights up, right? You're that wound of rejection and abandonment gets inflamed. The anxious part of you starts to equate their new relationship with your failure, but that's not the reality. That's the emotional wound talking. And this is a perfect moment for you to practice detachment without denial. You don't need to wish them pain, which a lot of people in the comment sections do, and you don't need to wait for their karma. You need to choose peace for you, because peace doesn't come when they apologize. It comes when you stop needing them to. Peace comes when you stop measuring your value by how fast someone else can replace you. Remember, their rebound isn't their transformation. So I want all of this to stay in your mind when months later, and they start to come back around, they start to send you a text or share some type of cat emoji or dog video, something small to feel casual, but meaningful enough because you have these internal jokes with each other and they understand who you are. And you might feel tempted to try to reestablish that connection. You know, Coach Court was right. I just had to go no contact and watch for this person to come back around. But I want you guys to remember all of your growth, all of the hard work that you've put in up until this point. You're a more centered person now. So you should start showing up like a more centered person. And don't allow your boundaries to be erased this time, because the other person could still be in the picture. They may just be circling back trying to get another fix of you. But once you're able to see things clearly, when you've went through these videos and you understand yourself and them a little bit better, this time around, you be armed with the tools and the knowledge to not allow yourself to get that dysregulated again. Thank you guys. And always remember, when you go and be loved, you'll never have to find it. God bless.